Welcome to Conversations, where style meets substance. I'm your host, Kimberly Miller. It is so vital not only to know who you are, but also whose you are. I found that in that combination, if either of those two things are missing or aren't known about ourselves, we sometimes will allow people to create a narrative that then we believe ourselves. And we all know that the Bible says that we are created in God's image. That means before anyone has something to say about you, before approval, before criticism, before comparison, God already established your value. You were never meant to discover your worth through people. You were meant to live from the truth that is already given to you. And that is why it's not only important to know who you are, but it's critical to know whose you are. When you truly understand that you belong to Him, it changes how you carry yourself as a whole. Rejection won't break you the same way. Misunderstandings won't shake you like they used to. You stop striving for acceptance because you realize you've already been chosen. But let's keep it real. When you walk in that kind of confidence, when you're secure in who God says you are, it will make some people uncomfortable. And guess what? That's not your problem. Let me ask you something. Are you trying to win the approval of people or of God? Because you can't live fully in your God-given identity when constantly trying to manage people's opinions. At some point, you have to settle it. You're not here for the approval of everyone else. You're here to be who God already created you to be. And when people misunderstand you, when they speak on your name, and when they try to rewrite your character, you have to remember this. You don't have to defend what God has already established. Your life will speak. Your fruit will speak. Your consistency will speak. Of course, the Bible also tells us that the weapon will form, but it will not prosper. Notice that the Bible never said that the weapons won't form. They will. Words will be spoken, assumptions will be made, narratives will be created, but they won't prosper. They won't have the final say because your identity is not in the hands of people. It's in the hands of God. Don't shrink to make others comfortable, and don't explain what God has already made clear. Walk in who you are because you know whose you are. If this message spoke to you, share it with someone who needs this reminder. And never forget, your worth is not defined by man. It's defined by God. Thank you for joining me in another episode of Conversations. Until next time, keep trusting, keep believing, and keep the conversations going.